better.
1 year before Shannon Sharpe was sued for violent sexual assault, he was warned by one of his podcast guests to stop pursuing girls that were 30 years younger than
Monique definitely said that. She was like, bruh, like, you're like 60, gang. Why are you still talking to someone who can't even drink yet? You feel me? 60? That's crazy.
him.
You're trying to hang out with these young b****s and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
And look at them laughing like this shit funny. Like, nigga, this shit not funny, bro. Like, y'all have a lifetime between y'all, dead ass. Like, you know, some people don't even live until they're 30, right? Like,
Even Lil Yachty was apprehensive of Shannon's mentality towards younger women.
Y'all get to a certain age and you still like them young. You like You like the same age girls I like.
Okay, right.
When you get to a certain age,
yeah, right. Like, nigga, this is embarrassing.
I'm getting old, but my eyesight's still young.
Shannon, who is 56 years
Not my eyesight is still young, yeah. Maybe this nigga do need to go to jail.
old, never shied away from letting everyone know that he was interested in women who were younger than his daughters.
Everybody always talk about
Even then, why the fuck would you say that out loud?
date your age. Well, I want to date my wage.
To no surprise, Shannon's reckless behavior got him in some major legal trouble, as he is now being sued for $50 million by a 19-year-old who claims that he R-worded her, and the evidence against him does not look good. However, there are some suspicious details surrounding this case that have people wondering if it could be a setup. The lawyer that is representing the victim was the same one who took down Diddy, attempted to take down Jay-Z for crimes, as well as the fact that Shannon Sharpe was just about to sign a deal that would secure him generational wealth. And somehow...
Dude, at the end of the day, bro, like, you gotta realize, like, how small, like, the number of people that make that kind of money is so small, bro. Like, you become a fucking target. Like, you feel me? Just making that type of money without doing anything, you are now a target. Like, what? He got 50 M's? Alright, bet. How the fuck can we get it out of him? He's just a regular person, right? Surely we can scam him. Like, that'd be people's mindsets.
These aren't even the craziest conspiracies, which has resulted in Shannon receiving a ton of support from fans, letting them know that they are on his side. Today we are going to clearly break down the entire story, the evidence Shannon provided to defend himself, as well as the possible conspiracies surrounding the case of Shannon Sharpe versus OF model Gabriela Zuniga.
Bruh, and she's hit. She's fucking hit, bro. Maybe it's not even bad.
Celebrities have been using their fame to cover up bad behavior for decades, but at the same time, being famous also makes you a target. When you've got money
I deadass said that earlier. Did I not say that earlier? You become a fucking target.
and a platform, there's always going to be someone looking to take advantage of that. And while every situation should be looked into carefully, once the allegations start stacking up, it gets hard to tell if this is an obvious pattern of bad behavior or people looking for a payday. In light of the new allegations, countless media outlets resurfaced a 2010 restraining order that Shannon Sharpe's ex-girlfriend filed when she accused him of R-wording her, then threatening her if she ever told him.
Damn, in 2010? So he been had, like, problems with the huz. You feel me? Like, horrifying threats. Like, you threatening the huz? Like, what's going on, bro?
Anyone. Michelle Bundy Evans met Shannon Sharpe while working as a TV sports reporter in 2002. We met in the press room at the Broncos in April of 2002, but we didn't start dating until we met at the Club Blue 67 in Denver. He started pursuing me heavily. I resisted for a while because I was a reporter and I didn't want to mix the two, but he's very charming.
Not very charming, LOL, and he's a fucking, one of the top, like, 100 NFL players of all fucking time. But he's charming.
At that point, Shannon was near the end of his football career. He spent 14 seasons in the league, mostly with the Denver Broncos, where he helped deliver back-to-back Super Bowl wins in the late 90s. Then he got a third championship with the Baltimore Ravens in 2000.
Yeah, come on, bro. This nigga was, like, successful as fuck. Like, niggas don't even make it to the league. He got to the league and kind of kicked the league's ass.
Shannon's legacy did not stop on the field. He had something else that made him great, natural charisma, which made it easy for him to eventually transition into sports broadcasting. Michelle said that her and Shannon had a relatively open relationship and were constantly crossing paths in the workplace since they worked in the same industry. She says they dated for a decade until 2010 when it all came crashing down. Problems arose when Shannon told Michelle to separate from a man who later became her husband.
The argument was
Oh my god, Shannon. Shannon. Shannon, are you serious? Are you dead serious, Shannon? It look like different. I'm sorry. Let me chill.
About the fact that he had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. He had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating, so I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. I was like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. No.
Exactly, like, bro, and if, like, damn, like, you feel me? Why are you trying to control her if you don't want her for real? Just be like, all right, go be with your husband. Like, just, you feel me? Why would you want to be like, oh, break up with him and then just come to me sometimes, but when I get annoyed, you can leave? Like, bro, you might as well just leave. Like, that's weird, Shannon. That's weird as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Not for me anyway. It was the biggest argument that we ever got in. He was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me. He wanted to have sex and I told him no. I told him no because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. He wouldn't take no for an answer.
The reporter then asked Michelle a question that many victims get when they choose not to go to the police immediately.
Why didn't you file a police report when he raped you?
Because I was scared for my life. He said he would use it. Everybody he knows, and he knows lots of police officers. So I didn't know that if I went down there that would be one of the people that he knows.
Michelle claimed that Shannon continuously threatened her. He said he was going to...
Or you can do an anonymous report. You know, like, there's ways to get around of it. Payson said some of it's probably lies, but some of it true. Shit, gang, I don't know what the fuck to believe. I'm not gonna lie.
Destroy me, and he was going to kill me, and he told me he was watching me. In fear, Michelle filed a temporary restraining order against him, which forced him to step away from his role on CBS's NFL Today.
Oh, fuck. I'd have been so upset, bro. Because you arguing with your girl. You just lost your job at CBS. Like, bro, I'd be mad as hell. And this happened in 2010. So from then on, I would have been like, all right, like, I gotta chill when it comes to the huzz. Like, you feel me? Like, I really gotta, like, chill, like, calm down. Like, you know. And two, guys, I'm gonna say it like this. This might sound kind of simpy and shit, bro. But, like, bruh, having multiple females is not the wave, bro. I promise you it's not, gang. Like, you're just gonna waste your time just having a whole bunch of meaningless relationships. You feel me? Like, trust me. And I'm not even that type of person for real. I'm really not. But it's like, gang, like, one woman is the way, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, this is literally the only way to, like, really build a successful life for real. Like, yeah, you can have multiple huzz and just, you know, be the king of huzz, but I'm telling you, gang, it's not fulfilling. Like, you gonna try that shit if you want to, but you will not feel fulfilled. You'll actually feel worse. You feel me? Like, you will feel worse. So just some just a little bit of unsolicited advice. Payson said he just need to never talk to a girl again. On me, bro. This nigga he just need to lock in, or just, like I said, just have like one woman. You feel me? As lame as that sounds, that shit will make your life a lot better. Trust.
CBS sports analyst and former NFL tight end Shannon Sharpe took a, quote, leave of absence after accusations surfaced that he had allegedly and threatened to kill a woman. According to legal documents obtained by Sports by Brooks, Sharpe's accuser claimed that the renowned tight end, quote, forced her to have sex with him, threatens her life, and, quote, places her under surveillance and calls to say he is watching her.
After Sharpe took a leave of absence, Michelle claims that a strange man...
He probably did say all that stuff, especially if they were dating and stuff for like 10 years. So he probably started tweaking. Let's keep it a buck.
Showed up to her door and intimidated her, so she dropped the restraining order. Shannon returned to CBS after the restraining order was dismissed and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame 1 year later. It's important.
Okay, yeah. You feel me? Yeah. The huzz messing up the job opportunity? Yeah. Pay her a visit. I'd be like, Hitman 6255. I have an address for you. Nah, let me chill. Sorry, guys. Is that too much? I'm sorry.
Important to consider that the information you just learned about this lawsuit was relatively unknown in 2010. It's much more common for controversies, allegations, and lawsuits to get swept under the rug because there weren't as many people online demanding justice and holding alleged perpetrators accountable.
No, facts. I believe that, and that's true as hell. In 2010, like, cancel culture and just, like, public perception wasn't as publicly available as it is now. You feel me? Now when things happen, it's instant. Like, you know, we get our news instantly. Like, everyone comments on it instantly. Like, back then, you know, like, it wasn't, even if news did come out, like, it would take a couple of days for stuff to reach the internet. Like, even for like music, something as simple as music. Like, I remember I used to watch, like, you know, whatever TV show, like, for example, like in like 2000 whatever, 10, 8, whatever, when like Big Time Rush was going crazy, they would perform a song on the TV on like a new episode, right? You would try to search for it and it wouldn't be on YouTube for like 2 days. Like, can you imagine that? Like, hearing a song, looking it up on YouTube, and it's not there, and you gotta wait 2 days. Like, I don't remember none of that shit, bro. Like, y'all wasn't there, man.
Shannon weathered the storm, stayed quiet, and it just kind of went away for 13 years until Michelle filed another lawsuit against Shannon in 2023 alleging defamation, libel, slander, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Evans claimed that Shannon has repeatedly referenced their legal disputes on television and other public platforms, which she says has caused significant harm to her reputation. However, I could not find anything that proves that Shannon has talked about her on television. Michelle's lawsuit.
Yeah, and why the hell would he? If that's what almost cost him his job the first time, you know, like, why would you bring it up? It wouldn't be a smart move. But then again, like, you know, this nigga has been making a lot of smart moves in general.
In 2023 got even less attention from the media than the 2010 restraining order. Therefore, this interview with The Sun is Michelle's third attempt to get justice for the R word that she claims occurred. And finally, after 15 years, Shannon's counsel has responded to Michelle. It should be of no surprise that when someone famous is in the news, all sorts of people crawl out of the woodwork to share their connection to that person in an attempt to profit from that.
Jason said, bro, what? It's been too long. She just need to leave it alone, bro. On me, bro. But, you know, they just gonna keep trying.
Alleged relationship. This is exactly what is happening.
And too, like we talked about earlier, like, when you're up like that, you're literally a target. You get me? Like, you become a target, gang. And one of the most important things, like, in these type of situations is public perception, right? Because the government's supposed to be working for the public, right? But how do you get someone to do something for you? Like, if you want something to do, if you want somebody to do something for you, what's the best way to do it? Like, you press them niggas, right? You press them, like, like, and that's why I'm so glad we're in the internet area, because now we have the power to press these niggas. Like, government people, all these people doing all this shit, like, we could press these niggas and it makes a difference.
To Shannon Sharpe, and the resurrection of the case involving Michelle Evans is a perfect example. Sadly, Miss Evans became obsessed with Shannon and decided to manufacture a claim against him. When she could not find a lawyer to pursue her outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint on her own that is completely devoid of merit.
Jason said you should do gaming streams. Yeah, me and Core did a gaming video not too long ago. We played the what's it called? We played Roblox, but yeah, no, I will definitely game at some point. I definitely game at some point tonight. Yeah.
Fact is that Shannon has had no contact with this person for many years, and it is our understanding that she is still on probation after serving 3 years in prison for trying to kill her husband so that she could hopefully pursue a relationship with Shannon.
What the fuck? The same husband that she wouldn't break up with before when Shannon told her to? Not that that was, you know, any more reasonable, but still.
As far as I can tell, Michelle is no longer pursuing Shannon legally, but media outlets are getting her side of this story today to either 1. Exploit the situation for profit, or 2. Report on a potential victim whose story was swept under the rug for 15 years. There was also another assault allegation brought up against Shannon that was allegedly kept quiet for many years. Ryan Glasspiegel of Front Office.
God damn, bro, another allegation? Like, what the fuck? Casey said, do you play Fortnite? Yeah, hell yeah. You know I play Fortnite. We play Fortnite, one of the other streams, can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I play Fortnite sometimes. But I love Fortnite, yeah.
Sports.com put out a report that accused Shannon of choking a female production assistant in the workplace during his time at Fox Sports. Glasspiegel used 2 different sources in support of his accusations, saying that one source said Sharpe and Fox settled with the accuser for several $1,000s. No lawsuit was filed. However, a representative for Sharpe came forward and denied any prior altercation. There was no incident of choking involving.
I say, shit, I deny that shit too. It never happened.
Shannon on the FS1 set. On one occasion, he and a few colleagues were involved in some light physical interaction in a playful context.
Light physical interaction in a playful context? All right, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe that shit did actually happen. Hazen said we should play. That's a bet. Yeah, once we get through these videos, we might be able to run that.
Fox Sports later chose to resolve the matter privately. Although they claimed it wasn't serious, it does seem there is some truth here, or else they would have outright denied nothing happened whatsoever. But this is common whenever a celebrity is under fire. Allegations arise from their past where all of a sudden anonymous sources start remembering bad behavior. And whether they are true or not, there is no doubt that Michelle's story and others are receiving attention because of the most recent lawsuit between Shannon Sharpe and Jane Doe, whose
Yeah, just like anything on social media, like when something like if something happened to like Justin Bieber, like all of his old clips would start going viral again. You know, it's just how the internet works. So people want to see, you know, related content to what's going crazy right now. So yeah, in a playful way is absolutely fucking wild.
real name was later revealed to be Gabriela Zuniga, an OnlyFans model that filed a $50 million civil lawsuit against Sharpe, accusing him of sexual assault and battery. Now, almost all of the information regarding this lawsuit was released to the public in the matter of like 48 hours, and all of it was extremely disorganized, out of context, and confusing, truthfully, for the betterment of both parties. So I'm going to do my best to puzzle piece this together in chronological order because I believe dates are extremely important to consider here. According to her lawsuit, the two met in 2023 at a gym in Los Angeles. Gabriella claimed that Sharpe had
Okay, so this is the OnlyFans model. This is the OnlyFans model that he started messing with. So they met at a gym in LA. Okay, and he pulled up on her after watching her work out. Mind you, this is a 60-year-old man. This is like a 19-year-old girl.
been watching her during workouts and eventually approached her. At the time, she said she was just 19 and didn't even know who he was, just that he was another older man paying a little too much attention at the gym. She said that after repeatedly asking, he convinced her to give him her phone number. Over the next few weeks, Shannon Sharpe allegedly pursued Gabriella relentlessly. According to her, he kept approaching her at the gym and repeatedly calling and texting her, asking to meet up. She says he didn't take no for an answer, and eventually she agreed to see him outside the gym.
Okay, all right. Let me not say that. It's not. I'm like, bro, like, why are you doing all this work, bro, to get this girl that don't want you when there's other girls that will literally like do whatever. You feel me? For a lot less. I don't know. And won't you know file a fucking lawsuit against you? But you know, I don't know.
But before they met in person, Shannon
Guess he was really after the white girls.
reportedly insisted she sign a non-disclosure agreement. Gabby found that off-putting and refused, even after he kept pushing. He eventually dropped it and invited her to his house.
What? So, bruh told her to sign an NDA and then she didn't, and then he still pursued her. Bro, Shannon, I'm not gonna lie, gang. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, that shit is absolutely fucking crazy, bro. Like, nigga, if she not gonna sign an NDA, that means she's gonna talk. Like, what the fuck?
However, Shannon and his legal team released text messages that seem to contradict Gabby's claims of how she felt towards him in 2023. In March of 2023, which is just 2 months after they met, Gabby sent him a message with an image of a woman wearing bondage ropes with the words, "Tie me up like this and F me," to which Shannon replies, "If I knew how to, I would." She said, "It's okay, I have handcuffs. We can stick to those for now." They went back and forth exchanging kinky messages.
Oh, yeah, she's a fucking slut. I'm sorry, I gotta watch my words too. Like, let me chill.
When she referred back to the photo of the woman tied up and said, "I want to be in that position right now," to which he replied, "It's too late right now." This message was sent at 11 p.m. Shannon was likely tired and getting ready to go to sleep, but it
Not get ready to go to bed at 11 p.m. I'm weak. That's what happens when you're a 60-year-old man. You go to sleep at 11 o'clock. What? Hush said she wanna come get tied up. Nigga, what? She hit me at 4 a.m. She's here.
seems like the 19-year-old Gabby was in the mood. Ironically, this is exactly what Monique said would happen to Shannon.
When they want you to go for the fourth round, you looking at her like, listen, I need you want some money to go to Starbucks because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that fourth round, she's gonna say, hold on, let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter.
And I know that's supposed
No, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. That Monique clip is literally okay. Like, that's the crazy thing about clips, bro. Even when the clip comes out, like, shit can happen later that changes the entire context, bro. Like, that Monique clip is gonna be one of the biggest clips of, like, I don't even know, the goddamn year of, I don't know, the past few years maybe, because she literally told that nigga verbatim. She said, bro, if you keep messing with these little white girls, these 19-year-old OnlyFans girls as a 60-year-old man, you're gonna get caught up and they're going to fuck you up. And that's exactly what happened, bro. Like, very, very sad, and I'm very, very disappointed and Uncle Sharp. Uncle Shay Shay. I can't believe it.
To be funny, but that's actually prophetic. It's wild. Another text message from late 2023 was released where Gabby wrote,
Kason said she on some crazy stuff and you good. Appreciate you, twin.
I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me. The two also talked about Gabby's desire to have a baby with Shannon, including her allegedly writing, only if you put that baby gravy in me, then you can do whatever you want to me. And
baby gravy? Oh my god.
I literally ate so much food, I look like I'm pregnant with your big black baby.
If I still F with you around my birthday in 24, you can IUD out? Bro, she's literally pressing for a child. Oh my god.
Sharp responded, if I still F with you around my birthday in 24, you can IUD out. Essentially saying if they are still together in 7 months from when this message was sent, then she could stop taking her birth control and they will have a child together. To which she replied, LOL, you're stuck with me for life. You're not going anywhere, babe. Reminder that Gabby claims in her lawsuit that around this time, their relationship was rocky and on and off. She says everything was always on his terms, when they saw each other, how often, and what their relationship looked like. At first, he could be sweet and affectionate, but over time, she says his behavior changed. He became more dishonest and emotionally volatile.
Kason said, bro, that's crazy. I didn't know he was like that. I used to like him, bro, but now WTF, bro. Nah, crazy. This is crazy, bro. Like, and I did see when all the like indictments and stuff came out, but I just didn't want to like go through it. I'm not gonna lie. But shout out Patrick CC because this is absolutely fucking crazy, bro. Like, damn. So far, it's looking like. So far, alright, here's my take on it so far. So far, Shannon is weird as fuck for messing with that girl that's that young while he's that old. Second, I do think she's lying. I think she's lying a lot in her testimony. Like, you feel me? Shannon wasn't being mean. Like, you know, she was pushing it too. I think it was pretty consensual. What I think is gonna happen is he's probably gonna be like, oh, I don't want to have a kid, and then she's gonna go crazy. But let me shut up. Let's keep playing.
However, Shannon's evidence shows that they were both constantly sharing freaky messages.
Then she says, I want to put my tongue in your asshole, then marry you. She was using her tongue like a bidet. She was a serial booty eater, a fecal matter muncher.
Gabby said she wanted some, quote, hardcore BDSM action. Shannon replied, matching her energy.
And
oh my god.
Shannon says, that's chocolate daddies. That's chocolate daddies slash I'm the only one f***ing that and getting his ass ate. We all knew, come on, we all knew Shannon was into.
Gabby continuously brought up the idea of having a child, writing texts that said, I can't wait to have a black baby. Shannon replied, I want to F. If I was 38, I would definitely impregnate you.
If I was 38 20 years ago, bro, this is disgusting. I'm sorry, guys. This is fucking disgusting. Like, I'm gonna fucking throw up. Like, this is what I was telling y'all early, man. One woman is the way. I'ma always push that message. So if anyone ever says Aduxcel isn't, you know, being a good streamer, a positive streamer, they're fucking lying. Because I'm telling y'all not to, you know, like, don't mess with hella huzz, bro. Just have one. Just have one. You'll be fine.
As she continued to press the conversation,
Kason said maybe he bored with them old ladies. Probably, fam.
about having a baby, Shannon said, Gabby, you and I both know you don't want a baby. She replied, you're the one that has a breeding kink, and I mean, I only want a baby if it's from you. I think I'd be a good mom. She continued, I've always wanted a black baby. I want you to put a big black baby inside me.
Bro, and she knows, bro, she's gonna get a bag. She's gonna get a bag if they have a kid together. Like, of course she's gonna press for it.
There are droves more text messages released where Gabby brought up the fact that she wanted a baby. Some people interpret this as nothing more than kinky talk. Some think it is a weird fetish or entrapment trying to be set for life off of Shannon's money. And others see this.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because even if they break up, child support. What? Even if they do break up, she can still run his pockets. So either way, she's good. So yeah. She probably, bro, what job is she gonna make that much money at? None.
As a young girl who actually desperately wants to have a child with a man who simply wants sex. This is where Gabby claims in her lawsuit that a shift happened in their relationship.
But she literally looks like a regular white woman, like you'll see like at the store. Like, and you know, I'm not saying I'm some, you know, amazing, handsome ass guy. Like, I'm look like a regular guy too, but you know, I don't know. I don't know, bro.
He lied about other women, but still insisted they were exclusive. She claims he manipulated her, flipping between charm and aggression to get what he wanted. Around summer of 2024, Gabby claims there was a violent, aggressive, and controlling nature Shannon had that she could not escape. She describes multiple instances where he had his way with her without her explicit consent, then controlling her life, demanding where she needed to be and when. He accused her of disrespecting him, wasting his time, and warned that if she wanted to be with the Shannon Sharp, she would have to learn obedience.
The Shannon Sharp is absolutely crazy, guys. Even if I had 1 million subscribers, I would never be like, the Aduxcel. Like, you wanna be with the Aduxcel? Like, man, what? Like, calm down. The ego is crazy. Even if you do have that much money, like, you can die tomorrow. Then where that money is going? Nowhere.
Over the next year and a half, plaintiffs saw Sharp at his house as often as 4 times a week. Sharp continued to treat her like an object. He continued to control her, not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. Gabby started sending her friends her location for her safety, and when Shannon noticed, he allegedly grabbed her by the neck and told her, "If you ever do that again, I will effing kill you." However, text messages revealed from Shannon's team that correspond to this timeline have Gabby allegedly saying, "I want to be abused, daddy," and also sent another BDSM photo and said, "I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me, daddy." Shannon moved to Las Vegas. Gabby also decided to move to Las Vegas, which some people thought was strange if she claimed that she was afraid of him, but then moved to the exact same city. She says this is when the abuse got much worse, specifically around the time that Shannon accidentally went live on Instagram during a sexual...
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Like, yo, Shannon keep messing up, like, after all this stuff. He just keeps messing up. And I'm like, bro, like, what's going on?
Encounter with a different woman. In September of 2024, Shannon Sharp accidentally broadcasted an intimate moment with a woman. Thousands of viewers tuned in to an unexpected Instagram live that featured audio of Shannon having intercourse with an unidentified woman. The screen indicates that the phone was just...
Someone says, nah, that's him. If you're in this live chat, you are a freak and you are weird. Why are you in that chat?
kind of resting on a table or on the bed, but the audio of Shannon breathing heavily and dirty talking was enough to tell what was going on. Also, what made this a little confusing was he mentioned the woman's name in this IG live. He said Michelle, but it was not the same Michelle that filed the restraining order in 2010. The moment was extremely viral, with most people just making fun of Uncle Shannon, and at first, Sharp tried to claim his account had been hacked. However, he called ESPN to tell them the truth. "My phone wasn't hacked, it wasn't a prank, it was me being a healthy, active male." He later came clean on the Nightcap podcast, admitting the whole thing was an honest mistake.
Yeah, and that's his podcast. So you know, on his platform, he can say whatever the hell he wants. Who's gonna fire him?
Extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be heard. And I'm extremely disappointed in myself. 5 minutes before I came on, phone rings. It's Cat Williams. So I'm all down. I said, yeah, bro, what's up? The first thing out of his mouth, guess what he said, Ocho?
Wow.
You ain't gay today?
However, based on text messages that Shannon revealed, Gabby was extremely upset with the situation.
When I'm 152 pounds, but you can't touch me because you cheated on me on Instagram Live. That's me. What? Oh, damn. So she was mad. Yeah. If y'all relationship was so abusive, like, why are you mad?
When I'm 152 pounds, but you can't touch me because you cheated on me on Instagram Live. I'm gonna be 180 soon, and you're still not gonna be able to touch me. I bet you regret your actions right about now. These text messages make it seem like Gabby thought they were exclusively in a relationship. Shannon did not give a formal reply in texts. Gabby then said, "When you give me a formal apology for cheating on me on Instagram Live and multiple other times, then we can talk." She writes, "Formal apology" in all caps.
Formal apology. Yo, this 19-year-old is running this nigga. Like, running him, like, in circles. She said, "Nigga, you better give me a formal apology." What the fuck? Like, yo, she's kind of stepping on shit. I'm not gonna lie. Formal apology.
Caps. Shannon replies, "I've said sorry, Gabby." However, this is where things start to look really bad for Shannon. In her lawsuit on October 6, 2024, she says he confronted her at a gym in Nevada, visibly angry, and threatened her. "Sit the F down or I'm going to kill you," he reportedly said. When she tried to walk away, he told her she didn't have a choice. She told him clearly that she didn't want to speak, didn't want to be alone with him, and didn't want him coming to her home. Despite that, she says he forced her into his car and brought her back to her apartment. Once inside, he allegedly ignored her attempts to keep the conversation in the living room. He insisted on on going to the bedroom. She said no, but he wouldn't listen. That's where she says he SA'd her, ignoring her tears and pleas. At one point, he reportedly said, "You've disrespected me so much, I'm going to punish this a-hole. I'm going to make it so no man will want you again." She says he
Oh my God, Shannon, did you really say that, bro? Did he really say that, gang?
He R-worded her while she sobbed, and during the assault, he told her the experience gave him chills. Now, the next text messages Shannon released weren't until December 26th.
Payson said, bro, you know she want the money. The way she moved with him, still texting her like, bro, on me, bro. She just want the bread. That's it. She don't care about none of that extra stuff.
Almost 3 months after this alleged assault. We don't know how much or if any communication was had in between them. Gabby says, "I'm not answering your calls until you say sorry, Shannon." She says, "All you say is I'm sorry, but you never say what you are sorry for. How are you gonna make it right?" She continues, "So I would appreciate if you could do that, because you really hurt me." She continuously makes it clear that she wants an apology, to which Shannon replies, "Gabby, I'm not going through this again. Stop playing childish games."
She's a fucking child, bro. Of course she's gonna play games.
Now, we don't know if Gabby was demanding an apology for this assault that she said happened or something else, because this was 3 months later. But then things get even more strange when New Year's of 2025 comes around. Shannon texted her and said, "Happy New Year, Gabby. Can't wait to see what 2025 has in store for us." Gabby replies, "Give me $50,000 and I will let you come over to the house," and then sends him her PayPal link. He said, "I don't have Cash Apps." She said, "Then what do you have?" And he says, "I have 10K cash." Gabby replies, "Send me a picture or FaceTime me with it." It seems like Shannon did not oblige to her orders, so she texted again. "What's taking so long? You either have the cash to show me right now or you're with Michelle."
Michelle, I'm weak. So that incident really messed up a lot for him, I guess. I think maybe that's what ticked her off. She was like, okay, if bruh's gonna go find other women, I have to do whatever I can to get money at this guy, including, false allegations. So, what's taking so long? You either have the cash to show me right now or you're with Michelle. Which one is it, Shannon? Like,
Which one is it, Shannon? She sends another message with a picture of her naked. "I know you miss this big, juicy 25K for each cheek." We do not know if Shannon paid the money, but they did see each other within 24 hours of this message. In her lawsuit, on January 2nd, 2025, Shannon told her he wanted to see her and remind her about a promised Christmas and birthday gift. Eventually, she agreed to let him visit her apartment, but once he arrived, things quickly turned. He began undressing and she asked him to wear a condom, hoping it might stop what was happening. According to her, Shannon refused. The more she begged him to stop or use protection, the more aggressive he became. She says he forced himself on her again, ignoring her pleas the entire time. The last text messages that were released are from that January 2nd, 2025 night, which was the night of the alleged assault. Gabby said, "I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not to put it in my A, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. I don't know how to process this." In response to the lawsuit, Shannon Sharpe publicly denied all allegations through a statement released by his attorney. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct. The statement read. His lawyer, Lanny J. Davis, went further, calling the lawsuit full of lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and claimed it would not hold up in court. Shannon's lawyer wrote, "These messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communications initiated by the plaintiff." Davis said, "The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual, adult relationship that included role-playing, language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by the plaintiff." Shannon also made another public announcement denying all accusations, but instead of typing it himself, it seems like he screenshotted a text message that was sent to him, indicating that it was someone else who wrote the response.
Exactly, like, what the hell? Like, fucking idiot.
It seemed like no matter how Shannon responded, it didn't exactly make him look better. And although the text messages that he released do provide a little more context, they don't exactly make him look better either. It does seem that they had a consensual relationship before the initial October 6th, 2024 assault, but the lawsuit mostly focuses on the fact that their dynamic changed after the IG Live leak in September of 2024, which
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of makes sense. Like, if not, it makes sense, like, oh, that actually happened, but if a judge is looking at it, like, they're probably gonna be like, damn, like, they were all good until he cheated, then she started not liking him, then he, like, forced himself on her. That's what it looks like right now, at least in my opinion. It looks like they were together, and then he did that. She got mad at him. She tried to, like, extort him a little bit, but I think once that other situation happened, he was probably like, oh yeah, we comfortable and shit, like, it's fine, da da da, like, on some weird ass shit or whatever. Did that, basically raped her, and now he's faced the consequences for it. So I don't know, gang. I think he might have did it.
which Gabby deemed as Shannon cheating on her. Honestly, Shannon's text messages that he released kinda help her narrative, because what we have, according to the text messages that he released, are seemingly a consensual back and forth for about a year and a half up until the IG Live leak, which is where everything changed. That's also pretty much what Gabby said in the lawsuit. And that October 6, 2024 date where she says there was a violent assault is really where everything changed. And again, the texts also kind of prove that. After all, just because a relationship was previously consensual doesn't mean it always is.
It always be consensual. Yeah, that's facts. That's true. Just because you have consent one day don't mean you have it tomorrow. Ask consent every single time. Every single time. It's not a joke. I'm dead serious. Like, ask for consent, y'all.
Now, we don't know if Shannon cherry-picked text messages that make her look worse than him, or if they would actually go months without texting, because we went through almost all of the messages over the course of 2 years, which realistically were not that many texts, but we can only base our opinions on what was revealed. But knowing the dates of those text messages does
Kason said, I hope this is fake because I like him. Shit, I don't think it's fake, twin.
kind of help, because if she claimed she feared for her life, then sent an erotic message after, that doesn't really make sense. For example, audio was released of her and Shannon's phone conversation, and without context or dates, it sounds horrible.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
You want to be a to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't.
Shannon! 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 Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
You're coming to LA tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Shannon! What the fuck? Why the fuck would you say? Oh my fucking god, bro. Yo, my heart. My heart, bro. Patrick CC, you did not have to put that shit in there, bro. You did not have to add that in there.
Not a good look that you do what you did to me.
Dates are important here because if this was before summer of 2024, then some people believe this is just more dirty talk and role-playing now being taken out of context, especially the way he says big black guy chokes small white woman. It just seems like an ironic or non-intimidating way to describe that situation. Then again, some look at this as her clearly expressing multiple times that she does not want this, which should have been a signal for him to stop. But where everything does get weird is her demanding money around New Year's of 2025. By this point, she claims to have been assaulted seemingly countless times and is demanding to be paid for intercourse. This is what makes people think that this is a shakedown, and of course has been a basis of Shannon's legal defense. Then again, Shannon's defense made a horrible decision in revealing that they almost settled out of court before anyone knew about this situation. Sharp's lawyer revealed that he had offered Gabby at least $10 million to settle things privately before.
Yeah, why the fuck would you say that? Why would you say that publicly? That's dumb. I'm not even a lawyer. I barely graduated college, and
the case became public. According to his attorney, Gabriella initially seemed open to the deal, but then, without warning, walked away from our offer. Davis said it was a big surprise to us when suddenly this case was filed without any advanced warning. Many people questioned why Shannon would even offer a settlement that large if he was innocent. Now, legally, settling a lawsuit does not mean a person is admitting guilt. In fact, most settlements include language that explicitly states the parties are not admitting to any wrongdoing. For many, settling is a way to avoid the stress, time, and massive costs of going to trial. In high-profile cases like this one, it can also be a strategy to avoid media attention and protect reputations. For celebrities, sometimes settling just feels like the faster, cleaner option if they believe they did nothing wrong. But in the court of public opinion, people strongly felt that Shannon essentially admitted guilt when he offered her $10 million. Then again, others questioned why Gabby did not take the $10 million. This is the girl that demanded $25K per cheek. Surely $10 million would have been plenty of money, right?
Yeah, more than enough, but you know that lawyer's like, yo, fuck that 10 mil. Like, we can get 50 mil out this nigga, like, you know, and we'll sue him and his company. Like, that's what the lawyer's probably thinking. So I think it's probably just the lawyer in her head.
When conspiracies arose that potentially this is a much bigger attack on Shannon. Shannon was on the verge of signing a new podcast contract worth over $100 million. That kind of money would have made him one of the highest paid personalities in sports media.
Damn. For his podcast. Yeah, on YouTube. Isn't it crazy how just power YouTube, man. So we're gonna keep doing it every day. Every day. But yeah, fucking idiot. Like, these girls alone, or shit. If it really come down to a game, just pay for it. You got enough money.
It felt like the next big step in his career. Additionally, Gabby's legal representation is led by Tony Busby, who filed a lawsuit on behalf of a
Diddy? Nah, I'm kidding.
woman accusing Diddy of sexual assault, trafficking, and abuse. Additionally, in late 2024, Tony Busby filed a civil lawsuit on behalf of a woman identified as Jane Doe, accusing Jay-Z and Diddy of R-wording her at a 2000 MTV Video Music Awards after party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z vehemently denied the allegations, labeling them a blackmail attempt. In February of 2025, the lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. Subsequently, Jay-Z filed a defamation lawsuit against Jane Doe and Busby, alleging that the accusations were knowingly false and malicious, aimed at extorting him and causing significant harm to his reputation and business interests.
Well, you see, Jay-Z's married with one wife, you know, and I would be willing to put everything on it that if he wasn't, then he probably would have got caught up in one of these cases or something, bro. Like,
Family, friends, supporters, and colleagues.
all his friends went down. Kanye did too.
I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly.
But even this, gang, just being in this situation, like, you know, brands and stuff from now on, when they hear Shannon Sharp, they're going to say, hell no. They're going to say, fuck no. No. We're not. Like, so it's not just, you know, whether you beat the case or not. It's just that the fact that the case even happened in the first place. You know, like, keep your shit clean, gang.
What this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Many fans believe that a man who was not guilty would demand for an entire tape of his to be released, especially if it made him look bad. Busby told TMZ Sports that he and his client have zero plans right now to put the footage out to the media. The only reason you know about the existence of a video recording is that Mr. Sharp specifically referenced it in his bullshit statement. Shannon has remained adamant that his relationship with Gabriella was purely a BDSM one, where the two would meet up for rough about once a week and nothing more. Shortly after the case went public, Sharp announced his decision to temporarily leave ESPN.
Yeah, his decision. Nigga, they said, shit, you can walk out or we can fire you. Pick one, you know? He probably went into the meeting. Hold on. Let me switch my camera real quick. Probably went into the meeting. You know, the not NFL, Fox Sports people are like, Shannon, you know, fucked up, man. You know, really fucked up, man. I don't want to fire you. We love you here. You know, we love your family. We love your mom. You know, we love your kids. But you know, we're running a business here. And you know, we'll give you the opportunity to, you know, resign. You know, maybe it looks a little bit better in the press, or we're gonna have to let you go. So we'll give you about 5 minutes to make your decision. It's probably exactly what they were like.
However, he still remains active working on his personal podcast that he owns. Now people are going back and analyzing Shannon's behavior on his shows, claiming that him being so open about his sexual proclivities, fetishes, and love for younger women on talk shows is an indication of guilt behind the scenes.
I broke with my girlfriend. This was years ago. This was probably about 25 years ago.
Every time you tell a story, it's years ago. I'm thinking this might be recent.
No, that ain't recent. No, that's 25 years ago. And my sister.
He said every time you tell a story is from years ago. I'm weak.
She told my grandma, say, Granny, you know Shannon and such not going together. They're not together no more. But you know what it is? You know what my grandma said?
What'd she say?
she wasn't doing her nightly duties.
Ooh, wait a minute.
That what my granny say. That's what my granny say.
Wait, let me sit up because I want. Wait, let me get my note. Let me get my notepad out. What a nightly duty so I can make sure.
You know what nightly duties are. Everybody that's watching this know what nightly duties are.
This one particular clip of Shannon losing control while discussing an OF model, seemingly out of nowhere, has been resurfaced.
You know who Sky Bree is, Ocho?
Sky Bree? Who that is, Coach?
Hey, what the fuck, Shannon? I don't even know who that is. I literally don't even know who that is. Like, that's terrible, bro.
Hey, you know that? How I do it? How I do
Hey, Sky.
it?
I mean, who is that? Who is that? Help me out.
You know what I'm saying? She little something. She might be famous for vertical activity that she good at.
Shannon also once shut down his co-host's recommendation for a woman that's religious, has strong values, and could bring balance to his life, but instead he said, "I'm looking for a sinner."
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? What did you say?
A sinner is terrible, bro. But that's what I'm saying, bro. It needs to be like joking about this shit, like it's funny, like you feel me? Like, oh, ha ha ha. She's a slut and I love her. Ha ha. And I'm just gonna be with her. I'm 60 and I talk with 19-year-olds. Ha 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 ha. Like, now you're being sued. Now you're being fired from everything. And every time your name comes up, people are gonna say, that's that weird ass guy that talks to kids. Like, what the fuck, man?
Nasty B,
brother.
Nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
Oh, come on.
Nah, I want to see.
Listen.
No matter whose side you are on, I think we can all agree that at the end of the day, Shannon had no business as a 57-year-old messing around with a 19 or 20-year-old. It is his actions that got him in this situation. Now, is he actually guilty of a crime? Well, now that you have the full context, you can make an informed decision on what you think happened. Otherwise, we'll just have to wait for the jury's verdict.